Welcome to the Lions Review. I got my copy of the Mage of the Mirror quest pack. Slightly damaged, but not too bad. So this quest pack, there's no big surprises here. Pretty much what they previously showed is what you get in the quest pack. I'm showing you all the contents here. No big surprises. So you get the smaller tile sheet. That's the front, and there's the back. And then you get the bigger tile sheet that has basically your rooms and some of the block tiles. And on the flip side, some additional rooms, gold counters, things like that. And then as far as the miniatures, again, pretty much what they showed previously. Furniture being included indoors. So how does this compare to the original ElfQuest pack? Well, pretty much they're identical. I mean, if you look at the tiles you're getting from the original and from the new one, front and back, they're pretty much the same. So they haven't really changed too much as far as these tile sets go. Here you see the back of the new one, the back of the original. So again, no big changes there. And then as far as the cards go, those are pretty much the same as well. The only difference being that you get a hero card and 4 equipment cards. Those equipment cards are potions, of course. So here we got the elf spells from the original, elf spells from the new one, identical. And then as far as the chaos spells, they're identical to the dread spells that you're going to get with this pack. And then as far as treasure cards, the 4 new ones are also included. And then you get the artifact cards as well. And again, no big changes here, pretty much the same thing. And now you're going to see the monster cards, and pretty much the same except for the ogre. The ogre's hit points, or body points I should say, have been cut in half. So again, with the hero card, no big deal there. The equipment card are these 4 potions. You can see I changed the name of mine, and so did they. They call it now the Potion of Superior Restoration. That's because there was a similar one in previous packs that didn't do the same thing. So now I'm going to show you some of the differences of the miniatures. And for the most part, they're the same. I mean, you had a female elf originally, but they do the male elf now because the base has a female elf instead of a male elf. And then with the archers, the elven archers, you're going to get 4 instead of 2. This, I think, is the male, and then you get like a female version, because that's what they did with the warrior as well. The elven warrior is now 2 male elven warriors, and then there's also 2 female elven warriors. Now, as far as the wolf goes, still 3 giant wolves. This is the original one. I do like the newer ones. I think they got a little more detail to them. And then with the ogres, you got 4 of these guys. And of course, the new guys. These are the ones you're going to get. These guys, not included this time, maybe if they release Against the Ogre Horde. Now, as far as doors and portcullis are concerned, they did change those, and you got miniatures for those instead. The one thing they didn't change is mirrors, so you got the base for the mirrors. And then, of course, they introduced new furniture with an elven theme to it, so depending on what your thoughts are on that, that's either good or bad, or you just don't care. Now, while this is showing, I'm going to go over some of the changes. There have been some minor changes. Obviously, to replace anything that's a chaos with dread. Any reference to ElfQuest book has been changed to the Mage of the Mirror quest book. And there were a few places where they changed references to Melandrio simply with the princess. As far as correction changes, I already mentioned the potions, so they changed Potion of Restoration, which was introduced back with Keller's Keep and the Return of the Witch Lord, to Potion of Superior Restoration, because it actually does more. To me, it was similar to Elixir of Life, so that's what I had been calling it back when I was playing the original game. Now, as far as quest changes, there's some minor ones there as well. For instance, Moon Silver is now Lunarium. There's no mention of the extra elf character like they did with the Barbarian quest or the Frozen Horror, where they went over some of the details. They just kind of give you the character, give you the hero sheet, and it's self-explanatory. And then as far as playing the quest, there were some new rules introduced, such as Elven Riches, which basically says if you find a room with a treasure chest and there's no notes about the treasure chest or what it has, It's just assumed to have 200 gold coins. And then there's also a note mentioning mercenaries. So if you have the Frozen Horror, you can go ahead and hire mercenaries if those are available to you. Of course, they're only available if you bought the Frozen Horror. So now a spoiler alert, because I'm going to go into some of the specific changes they did in Quest. We'll start with Quest 1. So the Quest 1 used to be the Avenger Returns. Basically, on that solo quest, you have to retrieve a sword. They changed the name of the sword to the Sovereign Sword, so now it's called the Sovereign Sword Returns. They also added Note E, which awards the Elven character with the bracers. The Elven braces were not in the original. I mean, the artifact card was, but it was never mentioned in any of the quests. In Quest 2, Note D, the chest has 200 gold coins. So, again, that Elven Riches rule. In Quest 5, Moon Silver is just called Lunarium now, as I mentioned earlier. In Quest 7, Note C refers to the toolkit as an artifact. So it says check the artifact card, but it actually should be equipment card. Note H is putting 500 gold crowns in a chest. That's something new. In Quest 8, there's just a question on Note C, because it mentions if a hero fails to make the jump in quicksand, they lose 2 pieces of equipment. It doesn't say what happens if they have no equipment. So in theory, a hero could hand over all of his equipment, try to make the jump, and if he fails, there's no penalty. Except maybe losing a turn. And then in Quest 9, they changed the name to Silvermane's Lair. Or Silvermane's Lair, sorry. And that's really just the changes. So no real big changes. The biggest one just being the change to the Ogre's body points. And there you have it. There's what I've noticed from this quest pack by Hasbro Avalon Hill versus the original Milton Bradley Elf Quest pack from Days Past. So I hope you enjoyed. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.